This is the final call for Equestrian Airlines Flight 1922 to Bangkok. Remaining passengers, please proceed to gate A27 for immediate boarding. Thank you.
Hello everyone, it's great to see you here. My name is Daniel Anthony. Welcome to the Path to C PonyCon live at HaCon. For those of you who don't know what HaCon is, it stands for Horses at Home Con. That means there is just me in the room right now because HaCon is a pony convention that exists exclusively online and exists through live streams itself. So it's the convention that everyone can be at the same time. So for once, I can actually say, thanks for staying home. So today we're going to talk about this convention that's coming up called Project C PonyCon, happening from the 19th to the 20th of August 2017 in Bangkok, Thailand. If you're wondering why I'm talking about a con on a ship, no, I'm not. This is Project C PonyCon. The one on the ship is called C Bronies. Now, there are good friends, there are a bunch of amazing people, but we're two completely different cons happening on two different parts of the world. Project C PonyCon, where the SEA stands for Southeast Asia, is a convention based here in this part of the world, while C Bronies is on a cruise ship. So now, let's look at where we are. The next convention that is coming up very, very quickly is SEAPonyCon. SEAPonyCon is making a return this year, and we're shouting out to all our friends there. Also, in this case, SEAPonyCon is a completely different con. It's not the same convention. It is another convention that's happening, but it's also in Thailand. It is meant for all ages. It's meant for everyone to enjoy. The big difference between SEAPonyCon and Project C PonyCon is that Project C PonyCon welcomes all ages as well, is completely friendly, family friendly, but we focus on content mainly for older fans, for people that you know as bronies. So therefore, you can say that SEAPonyCon is what it says in the name. It's a convention about My Little Pony, but Project C PonyCon is a convention for bronies. Now, I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying that, make sure that you attend the convention that you want to attend. If you want to attend a convention with kids who love to run around and play with ponies, and you want to feel that kind of a welcoming atmosphere, then SEAPonyCon may be better for you. However, I also have to stress that SEAPonyCon is highly local, therefore most of its content will be in Thai. And Project C PonyCon being international, because so many countries all over here, we speak so many different languages, we boil it down to speaking in English. So let's talk about Project C PonyCon, because you see, Project C PonyCon will come after SEAPonyCon. SEAPonyCon is number 13 on this grid, this pony convention ruler in Southeast Asia. There have been 12 pony conventions in Southeast Asia already as of today, and SEAPonyCon is the next one coming up. Right after that, as I mentioned earlier, it's our turn. Project C PonyCon is going to be the next convention in Southeast Asia. So let's talk about the con. Let's talk about what Project C PonyCon is. Project C PonyCon is a convention that's not just for Southeast Asia. Yeah, we say the SEA stands for Southeast Asia, but it's not just for Southeast Asia. Project C PonyCon is going to be a convention by Southeast Asia for the rest of the world. Why? Because it's a curated distillation of the best that this region has to offer. We took things from brony projects, communities, conventions, and events all across Southeast Asia, and we boiled them into a convention. It is also run by a team of leaders, people who know how to run events, manage their own communities, because hey, different cultures across this region dictate different things in communities, and we need people who can really step up to that. That's why we've put together this team of people across the whole region. And a big, big, big shout out to everyone in your respective country, those who are helping out with Project C PonyCon. It won't be possible without you. We also believe in strength in numbers. Now, SEAPonyCon was the biggest pony convention in Southeast Asia in history. It gathered more than 700 attendees. So after years of browsing through, remember, Project C PonyCon's journey began in 2012, we decided on Bangkok, Thailand. We looked through Kuala Lumpur, Indonesia, Bali in particular actually, Singapore, Manila, and Bangkok, and even some parts outside of that, you know. And we finally boiled it down to Bangkok because we believe that they have the foundation that is ready to handle a convention of this scale. We also want it to be, as we mentioned, the alternative pony convention, a convention for the rest of the world to come and see, hey, there's a convention in Southeast Asia. What's going on there? Let's go check it out. How we did this is that we actually combined the best of 5 conventions around the region. And some of these 5 conventions have had multiple iterations, like the Friendship Express in Kuala Lumpur, represented by the FX over there. You can see the back. That convention has had 2 rounds. PHPonyCon, represented by the sun on the middle of the top row there, that one has had 5 iterations, and we've based our formula out of that. So the agenda and most of the things that are happening in the con are going to be derived from what we saw and what we experienced as bronies in this community in these conventions. So one of the things that have gotten in the way of this, one thing that has caused it to be delayed so long in the terms of, you know, why did we start in 2012? Why is it only coming to fruition in 2017 after 5 years? Because of cost. Cost is really a bottom line thing. And every community, not everyone, my apologies. Every community has had people complaining about how expensive it is to attend a pony convention. And that's exactly how we felt as well. Because, you know, we don't bathe in money. I just started working a couple of years ago, and before that, I could only attend 1 pony convention, and that was after saving up. And that happened to be Canterlot University Reloaded in Singapore. This is how we derived the cost formula. We removed one of the biggest costs involved in attending the world's biggest pony convention, airfare. Going to the United States costs a bomb, no pun intended. Because the cost of a plane to fly there, the cost of the flight ticket, even on economy class, is really high. We're looking at perhaps 4 figures in US dollars. So we looked at what else would inflict costs. Because people, you know, we asked people, would you go for BronyCon if the flight ticket just fell in your lap and it's free? How we dealt with this is we looked at the ticket price for BronyCon. The ticket price for BronyCon is $70 US. That is quite an affordable rate for people in the US, but for Southeast Asia, which consists of a group of countries, most of which are still in developing economies, we wanted to go with something a little bit more drastic. I mean, not to say a little bit more drastic, we see $70 US as something quite drastic already, because, you know, that's perhaps half a month's worth of pay for some people in this part of the world. And we also had to look at the cost of getting something called a US visa. Some countries are exempt from this, some countries are not. However, this is a very tricky piece of legislation that you have to go through. According to the US government, you need a visa to enter the United States if you're from a country not listed in their visa waiver program. And this costs $160 US per attempt. Now, I don't mean anything bad against the United States. They're a great country, and neither do I mean anything bad against BronyCon. They're a fantastic convention. In fact, some of us from the Project SEAPonyCon team made a trip to BronyCon and TrotCon in the US to do a study to see how they run their event. They're fantastic. We have nothing against you guys. But, you know, combining these costs that all, you know, sum up, become $230 US just to attend the convention. And we asked ourselves, could we make a convention possible within that ballpark, the ballpark of about $230 US? So based on what we had, what we calculated when this all came out last year, we managed to do about $400 US per person, all in, you know, airfare, food, hotel, convention admission, and transport. Even, you know, that little bit of transport between the airport to the hotel to the convention hall, we took all of that into consideration. And we quite confidently can say you can still make it for less than $500. That is just over double of what you see on the screen. But then again, we gave about 1 year's notice for the convention. Back then, it was much cheaper because some flights were going dirt cheap. You know, booking things in advance is a very, very good way to save money. Now, one of the other things that we've done is that we looked at our ticket price. When we launched at BronyCon last year, we announced that our ticket would not cost more than $50 US. That is still a lot of money. I mean, 50 and 70, that's just $20 difference. So later in August, when we launched crowdfunding, we pulled it down to 40 because we said, hey, you know, tickets are expensive. Let's pull down as much as we can to lower what we can, because hey, we don't own an airport, we don't own an airline, don't own a hotel. Why don't we do what we can to pull it down further? And that's why at the Philippines PonyCon last year, we announced the promise that it would not exceed $30. And on January, when we launched ticket sales, tickets are going for 1,000 Thai baht per person. We're talking about a 2-day ticket, access to the convention, the basic ticket to attend Project SEAPonyCon is going for 1,000 Thai baht. That's about 28 US dollars. Along with this, we made 3 more promises. First of all, we are implementing a price ceiling. That means whether or not you book online or at the con, you will be able to buy a basic ticket for 1,000 Thai baht. And by that we mean basic ticket. The tickets you see at tickets.cponycon.com online, a lot of them have a lot more perks and a lot of things like that. Those require online booking. But at the door, we will not charge more than 1,000 Thai baht for the most basic ticket, because we understand not everyone has access to online banking, online financial services such as PayPal or your local banking, online banking kind of softwares. Our next promise is that we will allow group booking. If you book in a group of 5 or more, we will give you a discount. This is once again only exclusively available online. And as mentioned earlier, the price at the gate will be the same price online, 1,000 Thai baht. And right now, we are running a campaign called Friendship Without Borders. Friendship Without Borders is a campaign where we believe that when other people in other countries, world leaders raise their barricades, preventing people from entering, we lower ours. Therefore now, the ticket price for Friendship Without Borders exclusively online is 900 Thai baht while stocks last. So head on over to tickets.cponycon.com to book right now. We also want to talk about the Project C PonyCon experience because, hey, this is going to be a step up. After 13 conventions, we can't be having the same thing over and over again, save for tradition and for annual things. But hey, we're not emulating. We are trying to become, a combined power. We believe in strength in numbers and putting our hearts together to create something better. That's why Project C PonyCon is the first convention in Asia to have a voice actress. We're proud to present Miss Andrea Lipman, who will be there at Project C PonyCon, the first convention once again in the whole continent of Asia, the first pony convention, in the whole of Asia with an MLP VA. Now, here's another thing about Andrea. A lot of people, I'm sure a lot of you are very anxious to meet her, and a lot of you want her autograph. I would want so too, and I would definitely be getting something ready to autograph. Now here's something that we have to talk to y'all about, because someone has raised this point with us recently, and that is about autographs and photos with Miss Andrea. They're allowed. Don't worry, we're not gonna ban you from this. She's coming all the way. It's worth it, I mean, you wanna take a picture with someone, the voice behind one of your favorite characters on screen, we're not going to stop you from taking a picture. However, if you go to conventions in the West, most conventions charge a rate of around 20 US dollars to get an autograph. And we saw this, and when it came to us in the contract, we looked at it and said, 20 US dollars, gosh, we took so much effort to pull the ticket price down. $20 is a lot of money. So we negotiated, and we took a long time to sit down and talk to each other, and we made this decision. We negotiated for a price of 600 Thai baht. Project C PonyCon has officially signed off all profits from Miss Andrea Lipman. We are not profiting off her. All of this money goes directly to her. And this is as stipulated in the contract. She's not being greedy. That's not being greedy at all. Remember that Andrea, when she's traveling, and all the VAs when they're traveling, is part of their job. And they need to be paid as well. And that's why we have signed off what we can earn from it, because we want to give back to you. And now, of course, everyone who has watched the Path to C PonyCon up till now, first of all, we'd like to apologize for the lack of updates. Yes, we have been 2 months without an episode. Right now, we're going to bring you the cumulative updates you have been waiting for. So to start off, we're going to talk about panels and activities. So, what is going to happen at Project C PonyCon? We have talked about what we plan to put in, but now it's about what you're going to put in. For those of you interested, we introduced a panel system for Project C PonyCon at BronyCon called Harmony 6. Harmony 6 is something that was inspired by the Friendship Express and now being reborn as a part of Project C PonyCon. It is a system for panels. Excuse me. How this works is that we have 6 categories, 6 distinct categories for our panels. First one being design. Second one being literature, which involves fan fiction and things like that. Third one, of course, we cannot forget is music. development and technology, of course, because hey, we've got a lot of coders in the fandom, and we've got a lot of people who are in the fandom who happen to be coders as well, and we've got a mix of both who are putting together amazing brony projects like game development and stuff. We've also got media because hey, we've got amazing animators here as well who would love to share their works with us. And for those of you who manage your local communities, your local brony societies and fan groups, we also have the category of community. Why we have these 6 categories, we believe all the content in a pony convention that's really relevant will fall within these 6 categories, will fall within either one, at least one of these 6. And this is how we are going to help people decide. You know, it's not just for the presenter, it's for the attendee to decide, I want to attend a convention about music. So they look for the music conventions and the music panels, and they'll look for the ones that will tickle their interest there. It helps to sort, organize, and streamline the process of having a convention with multiple panels in this part of the world. You're looking to hold a panel somewhere between 30 minutes to 1 hour, and of course, what you've been waiting for, applications open this month. So if you want to present, have a panel at Project SEAPonyCon, applications open this month. And now we mentioned panels and activities. So Harmony 6, the reason why it's not called Harmony 6 panels or panels 6 categories or whatever like that is because we are not limiting it to the stereotype of a panel. We're not limiting it to just, 4 people, 5 people talking, sitting down on a long table in front of them. We want to go out beyond that. We want to make things interactive. So if you want to have a session, how to draw pony eyes, or that joke about how you draw one eye nicely and the other eye looks like complete garbage, if you have any ideas like this, we're open to hearing them. Because, we want to step away from this idea that panels are just people talking and nothing more. We want to have interactive activities, interactive events involving as many things as we can come across. And once again, the prerequisites are really that simple. Be family friendly and be pony related. And we'll basically accept pretty much anything. So stay tuned to our Twitter, our Facebook, all our social media outlets for an update about when the panel applications open within the month of March. Now, on the same topic of panels, we're going to expand a little bit. We're going to look at perhaps what would be, panels that involve high-profile people. First of all, Miss Andrea Lippman's going to give a panel. Now, she is going to be talking about, the experience of being a voice actress. And these panels, usually at conventions, they're restricted and they're limited to people who, have some degree of authority and things like that, those who have created prominent projects. And we realized that as a team here in Southeast Asia, we may have some blind spots. We may have missed some things. There may have been some things we didn't see. So therefore, we present the All-Stars panels. All-Stars panels are reserved for community guests, but they are also open for applications. We are looking for some people, particularly project leaders, conglomerates, directors, and people in their communities, their interest groups, the leaders of these groups. We want you guys to come forward and present. So if you have something interesting that you believe can hold some water, or let's just say you run an animation group, can you get your best animators to come forth? And this is your chance as a leader to bring the best jewels of your group, of your community, and present them to the world. This is a way for you to give them the exposure that they want. Yes, I know artists don't like to be paid in exposure, but this is not a paid project. So give them the exposure that they need, they want, and they could use, as well as for you to push your project out there as well. So apply for this. It will apply just like a normal Harmony 6 panel, but if you put in a word that you would like to go for an All-Stars, we will contact you if we're interested. So once again, stay tuned for the form that's going to be up just within this month. Okay, so it's time to move on. Next topic is music. Of course, music's a huge part of this fandom. Music's everywhere in this fandom. We've got record labels, we've got albums. The Brony Music Archive would blow up somebody's computer if you download it, because there's just gig after gig after gig of, pony music and tracks, and so much in there. So first thing is that let's do some housekeeping on this. The music group that's involved in Project SEAPonyCon is called Crystal Empire Records. Crystal Empire Records is the Southeast Asian Brony record label. If you haven't heard of it, head on to crystalempire.bandcamp.com. This is a record label just like Balloon Party, just like Ponies at Dawn, just a little smaller And in the other part of the world, the other side of the world, I mean, PAD is based in Australia, but still, we have an album coming up for the convention, and submissions are open. So go to album.cponycon.com and you can submit anything, even if it's not pony related. The only real guideline is that, first of all, don't submit to us a track that's half an hour long, please, because, you know, we can't put that many long tracks in, and, you know, using Bandcamp and burning CDs, these take up a lot of precious space. But of course, if you have a track, you know, we may ask you to edit it down shorter, but we are very liberal with what we accept. We will give priority to pony-related music, but if you're not a fan of creating pony-related music, or you have songs that aren't really that pony-related, we'll still look at them as well. Head on over to album.cponycon.com. You'll find all the details you need for this album. The final guideline is, of course, that all of the music submitted needs to fit within the iTunes clean classification, meaning that it cannot have an explicit tag on it. Neither should the song's content warrant an explicit tag. But of course, we've already talked about this, so let's move on to some things we haven't talked about. Yes, there will be concerts at Project C PonyCon, and the first one is going to be called Friendship X. Friendship X is the friendship concert from the Friendship Express, brought to Project C PonyCon, scaled up for the stage that is waiting for you at the Prince Viwat Hall in Bangkok, Thailand. So, we are looking for acoustic musicians, people who can play, and, you know, people who really love to perform to a crowd. If you're an acoustic musician in Southeast Asia, please drop us a line at contact@cponycon.com, or just hang in there for a few more weeks while we put the finishing touches on the musician's application form that will be launched very soon. If you are a DJ, we're bringing back Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm is from the Cloudsdale Splash, Singapore. It was held, it was tiny, it's time for it to grow up. And it's going to be after Friendship X into the night. We've got some people already lined up. We're getting our final confirmations from them. So we'll be announcing the musicians for this very soon. But remember, you can also apply for this. We're not going to limit your applications to just Friendship X. However, excuse me, one thing that we do have to stress on is that, you know, I mean, aside from applications opening this month, gosh, I got the slide sequence wrong, is that we will give priority to Southeast Asian musicians. So if you're a Southeast Asian musician, you're going to get priority over international musicians, because Project C PonyCon is a platform for you to be a musician. So I'm just looking at the chat right now, and I see people are already coming up with some lovely, lovely questions and suggestions. Wow. Okay, so we are going to announce our musicians very soon, and, you know, we have, aside from Andrea, we also have community guests, and we want to make the best of it. So for things like the All-Star panels, Friendship X and Thunderstorm, we have community guests from Southeast Asia ready to show you their stuff. Should we announce a community guest tonight? Let's see, should we announce a community guest tonight? I think so. I think let's announce our first community guest tonight. You know, it sounds like interesting. And I think you guys will be pretty excited to hear about it. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, our first community guest for Project C PonyCon, performing his stuff at Friendship X. His reason to live is none other than Princess Twilight Sparkle. Ladies and gentlemen, Meals will be performing at Project C PonyCon. He is the first community guest to be announced, and he's not the last. There are more coming, so stay tuned once again to all our social media, our outlets. We'll tell you where to tune into. Of course, you know, common sense like at CPonyCon on Twitter, fb.com/CPonyCon on Facebook. But we have more coming your way. Stay tuned. All right? Excuse me. Now let's move on to vendors. Okay, so we've gotten some of the emails and some of these messages from people. Hey, when are vendors going to open? We promise that they're going to open soon. Now, I know soon is subjective, but we're going to bring that forward. They're going to open this week. So within this week, I know it's Saturday, so give us until next Saturday. It will open this week. We're putting the finishing touches on the prices of the booths. So while the prices are being discussed, let's talk about the booths at Project C PonyCon. We're bringing back Friendship Pro as its system. Friendship Pro was from the Friendship Express Kuala Lumpur. And the booths will be sized at, let's see, gosh, my eyes are bad, 180 cm by 24 cm, and they're 70 centimeters tall. So these are the tables that form the basic unit of a booth. So, there are some packages that have 2 tables. But one other thing that's really unique about this is that you can also opt to have a promotional banner for your booth, which we will hang in the main hall of the convention to draw more attention to your booth. This will come at a bigger cost, but once again, stay tuned and we will show you how much it will cost to have that banner done up and hung in the main hall. And at the end of the con, if you want to take it home, just approach us. We'll be happy to give it to you. Now, what about the Artist Alley? This is something that's very familiar with people who are from the United States and from Britain. Most of the big PonyCons had a vendor hall and an Artist Alley. In fact, this is something you've seen in fur cons, you've seen in fandom cons, comic cons across the world. So Friendship Pro works on a slightly different principle. We want to combine both. And it's not because we want to adopt, we're being lazy or anything. It's a Southeast Asian thing to do. Because not all people who have booths want to do commissions. Not all people who do commissions want to have a full-fledged booth. More importantly is the latter. So therefore, we also have cheaper options where you can have shared booths with others, which come at a much cheaper price so that you can have fun at the convention, you can share the booth with other people, and you don't have to pay for the full-fledged perks, bells, and whistles of a full-on booth, but still have a space to do your artwork. Well, at the same time, if you have a full-on booth, you have all the freedom and all of the rights, for the lack of a better word, to do commissions and take commissions on the spot as well. In fact, the tables are nice and big. In the photo you saw earlier, that's about how big they get. If you want to see bigger photos, go look through the photos of SEAPonyCon this year. Why? Because Project SEAPonyCon is taking place in the same venue as SEAPonyCon 2016. I'm sorry, not 2017. 2016 SEAPonyCon, Project SEAPonyCon is taking place in the exact same venue using the exact same tables as well. So once again, you want to know more? Applications open this week. Stay tuned. It's all on the forum, all right? And last topic that we want to announce, that we've already actually announced, are volunteering at the convention. This is already open. You can find the form at staffapplication.cponycon.com. Now, there is a significant difference we want to describe to you. What is the difference between staff and volunteers? So let's walk through this quickly. Staff help out in the planning of the event. So they help go through the paperwork, the things that need to be done before the event. It also involves some design and artwork. And also, for the forms that are about to be launched, deal with the applications in the forms. And here's another thing. If you're unable to make it for the convention, you are welcome to still apply for a position in staff. If you want to help out, if you're looking for a project to help out in, Project SEAPonyCon welcomes you, even if you can't make it for the convention, to help out as a member of staff. Now, how is that different from a volunteer position? Now, a volunteer is basically someone who has to be there, okay? You can't volunteer without being there. Why? Because it involves groundwork. It involves running around, doing dispatch stuff. There's a lot of manual tasks involved. It could involve anything from moving furniture to running around and things like that. But we're going to need people who are going to help us out in this. In exchange, you get to attend the convention for free. We won't put you on duty throughout the entire convention. You'll have your time to enjoy, to sit down, to relax, and to mingle with everyone else. We will need things like security and logistics taken care of. And this is really, really important because, with a convention that is aiming to be, one of the bigger conventions in Southeast Asia, we're looking at a bigger challenge of people running around. Last but not least, if you're good with tech, wires, and anything that I'm not good at because, technology just hates me, you're welcome to help out with the logistics of the convention as well. It's blocked by my laptop over there. There you go, logistics. All right, so once again, where to go? You head down to staffapplication.cponycon.com. That is where you will find the form to fill up. And of course, this form is tailored to be specific to what you want. So don't worry about hitting back or don't worry about making mistakes. You can hit the back button. You can go back. It's not Maybank to you or anything like that where you hit the back button and it just logs you out. We won't do that. So now, I can see that, wow, you guys are pretty active in that chat there. So let's go on to question time. I like how someone's already calling me Sergeant Pinky. It's been 3 years since someone called me that. I'm Saint Pinky, not Sergeant Pinky. All right. Let's see. Hi, mister. Better late than never. Okay. Wow. You guys are active. Technology these days. There's summer in Thailand? Is there dog in dog biscuit? No, I'm kidding. It's a theme. Equestria's not in Thailand, but hey, we have a PonyCon all over the world. There's a lot of conventions in Asia, that's right. So let's see, where are the questions? I've got to dig through some of this. All right, from Pokemon 1543 Minecraft, does volunteering have an age limit? No, but you will have to get your consent from your parents if you're below the age of 18. This is very important because, it's the law. We don't want to run in trouble with the law. That's a good suggestion right there. And we will be in contact with you. You are required to provide your age as well on the volunteer form. So we will definitely be in touch. If we need you to sign anything additional on top of, the typical waiver, we will send it over to you. Good question. Thank you very much. Next one is from Sirapop Sersha. Hello, Sergeant Pinky. I have a question. I plan to go to this SEAPonyCon, but I don't know how much price of a ticket I have in Thailand, but don't know how to pre-buy ticket. Pre-buy ticket, I think you're meaning. The site is tickets.seaponycon.com, tickets.seaponycon.com. I'll put it in the chat. Tickets are bought at seaponycon.com. And yes, please help, I need a ticket. I saved so much for this. Dude, don't worry, it's 1,000 Thai baht. It is available there, but even if you can't get a ticket online, don't worry. You'll be able to buy it at the convention itself. Just turn up and go to the counter and buy a ticket there. We're not gonna leave anyone out of this because, dude, we want this convention to be for everyone. People who can afford it, people who couldn't afford to go to big conventions across the world. We want this convention to be accessible to as many bronies as possible. Which part of Thailand? I'm on limited Wi-Fi. Yes, so am I. Everything's going towards the broadcast machine. When do you recommend people fly in and out? Okay, Thailand's got a lot to see. From the charts that we launched last year, which were the, if I'm not mistaken, they were called the price charts, savings charts at cponycon.com/savings-charts.html. These are charts that describe if you fly in one day before and fly out one day after. So basically 18 to 21st. But of course, Bangkok has a lot of things to do, a lot of lovely things to see. We suggest that you go we suggest that you attend the convention. You arrive in Thailand, arrive in Bangkok 1 day to 2 days before. We are still making arrangements for a badge pickup 1 day before the convention, but anything before that, hey, go out, hang around. In fact, if you can find people who do this, then that's even better because you get to hang out with everyone. So let's go on the next one. You can even choose to go back later, or if you're coming from a distance and you really want to have some fun in Thailand, go take a trip to Phuket, to Koh Samui, to Koh Phangan. Places like this, Thailand's got a lot to offer. And of course, being a developing country, it's got a strong currency, but things are still really relatively affordable. What's the estimated number of congoers from Bendikins? We have an estimated number of about 500. The reason why this number is lower than that of Thai PonyCon is because Thai PonyCon had a lot of children attending the convention. Now, Project C PonyCon's open to children as well, but we are aiming for a younger adult audience. Not younger than children, young adult audience. Make sure you know where the hyphen is in that sentence. And that's the thing that's going to be making up most of the attendees of the convention. From Jennifer Lam, how long will the con last? The con is from 19 to 20 August, starts at 10 a.m. and it ends at about 9 p.m. on the 20th of August. So we've got a convention that lasts 2 days. Next one, how does the year of mourning in Thailand affect the convention? Yes, the late King, His Majesty, excuse me, the late King, His Majesty, what was his name? Gosh. The late king of Thailand, I will look up his name after this. I'm having a brain fart. I used to remember his name very, very well. Bhumibol Adulyadej is, rest in peace. The mourning period is a year. However, the official one where most of the shops in Thailand were closed and businesses were limited was 1 month. And that 1 month has lapsed. So there is nothing more that is being implemented in Thailand. There are no public holidays left except for the anniversary of his death, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe his birthday. But otherwise, the year of mourning does not affect the convention. However, we would recommend that you wear generally darker colors. Avoid red because of political reasons that you can look up online. We won't go into that. But wear neutral colors. And if you have any pony t-shirts or cosplay you want to show off, don't wear them out in public. Get to the convention's center before you change. There are plenty of restrooms over there, so don't worry. Thailand's not scary, don't worry. This is not like a war zone, despite the country being in a junta right now. It's a really nice place, still a very sweet place to be. Wow, you guys are fast. 2 days for the con. Is there a difference in both the days? Of course there's a difference in both of the days. We won't hold the same thing for 2 days in a row. This question is from Pokemon 1543 Minecraft. Completely different agendas for both days. Like the concert's only on day 1. We won't be doing the same concert on day 2. Musicians need their time as well. So yeah, there will be completely different events, completely different agendas for both days. Shutical Ron asks, are there any updates on when we can get the agendas for the convention? This will be much later. This will be in perhaps 2 to 3 months from now when all of the panelists have been settled. Like we just opened panel applications today. We're going to be closing it in a couple of months from now. And after settling all of that, we will be announcing it very close to the convention, probably about a month before the convention. So yes, it's going to be still quite a while until you can get your agenda for the convention. Tenebris Perengineus. Gosh, I'm bad at English. Can you spell out the website name but twice as fast? SEAPonyCon.com. Happy? Will there be a live stream of the panels or recorded online by Angelicor XX? Once again, we've said this before at a previous convention, which was the Friendship Express, where we got this question as well. We are not looking into it. The focus of Project C PonyCon is going to be on the experience of the attendees there. Therefore, it's something that we are actually not looking into at all right now for live streaming. It is at the back of our heads though, so it is really something that we will only do if the resources are available. So people have actually followed up to that question. So what about the people who can't attend the convention? The contradicting part is this convention is meant for those who usually can't attend conventions. If you can't make it for this one, then well, you're sitting in HaCon right now. Enjoy HaCon. We will be able to bring much more, to the attendees at the event themselves, the ones who actually pay and, buy a ticket to be there. Because, if we make it live and free online and people don't want to come, the experience will be diminished for all. So therefore, live streaming on the back of our heads, not a priority. Maybe, a very slim maybe. It's kind of expensive. Well, we're doing our best to turn down the price. Will there be VODs? I have no idea what a VOD is. I'm sorry. If it says if it's video on demand, maybe. No promises. Will this be an annual convention? Will this be a yearly convention by Mr. Jazz 1401? We don't want to answer that right now. It's not that we're being arrogant. What we're saying is that Project C PonyCon wants to cross this bridge first. We want to make this convention an all-out success before we think about the future. Because right now, there's really no need to think about the future because we're focusing very hard on this convention that we took 5 years to build. Whether or not it'll be a yearly convention, we'll think about it after the con. Sarah Pop Searcher, thanks for your help. I have to go for this C PonyCon. I made a mistake. Yep, don't worry, I'm bad at spelling either. Will there be a local con advertisement before the con like PonyCon AU and BronyCon? Once again, this is all part of things like budget. Yes, there were convention ads in the trains and on the streets and all over the place, and it was really exciting. But again, the budget and what we have, our resources are focused on the experience. It's not on the marketing, it's not on that. Because the 3 founding pillars and the big events, the big deals about the convention is we want it to be accessible to those who could never access a convention before. That's why we're lowering the boundaries as low as we can, putting it in a country that is relatively cheap to attend events in, and pulling down the price of things like, our admission, as well as the, autograph fee from Ms. Andrea Lipman. We also want it to be about the experience. The experience of Project C PonyCon is what we want to focus on. So therefore, will there be advertisements before the con? In the correct term is out of home advertising on billboards and trains such as that? Firm answer is no. We're not going to focus on things like this because we want all our resources to go towards the convention. Currently, the price of a ticket is 900 Thai baht. Sale ends on 13/8/17. Mr. Mester, thank you very much for that comment. We just have one thing to add. That is a limited sale. There are limited tickets on that. We allocated 200 tickets for it, so it's also while stocks last. Pokemon 1543 Minecraft, another question. Will Miss Andrea be there on both days? Yes, she will. As a Thai person, C PonyCon, handle light over. Thanks for that tip, Shonason, for Tawijit. Yep, man, I'm bad with this. Yes, it is quite hot, so come, if you're going to be changing at the con itself, which we definitely recommend, come in a plain shirt, get your con and change into your favorite pony t-shirt. Yes, it'll be great if you can, stay in something that is cool outside and bring changes of clothes. You're going to sweat. It's a general thing. Every pony convention, even that in Siberia, you're going to sweat. Shout out to the SEAPonyCon, by the way. Let's see. Yep, there's constant humidity as well. From Ellie Holocomb, how many panelists are signed up already? None, because we haven't started the applications yet. The applications will only be starting this month. But we have some panelists who are already on standby, who will be presenting for the all-star panels. One of them is Andrea Lipman. Those will be revealed in the weeks to come. How much Thai do we need to know before going to the con? I've been for Thai PonyCon. I only know Sawadee Kap, Kap Kun Kap. Yeah, really, that's all I know. And basically, it would be good to have an app handy like Google Translate on your smartphone that can, really help out with some of the Thai that you need. But otherwise, really, it can be difficult to communicate to people who are native to Thailand. But otherwise, stick to hotels and where you're staying in. Especially, when you book a hotel on some websites, it even says English spoken. Look out for that. Frozen TSBGG. So there are changing rooms, right? No, there are toilets you can use as changing rooms. There are changing rooms, but they are not available to the public at the convention venue. Yes, mister, thank you very much. Pokemon 1543 Minecraft, how long is the con going to be? I already answered this question. It will be starting at 10 a.m. on both days, but we will be ending at different times. This will be coming later as we put out our convention agenda, because we're going to be adjusting a lot of things around that. Jennifer Lam, where are you from anyways? Me? I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It's a nice place. Nice to visit, not so nice to stay. All right, we're going to make another call for questions. I don't know if it's because my internet went down or anything like that. How will the cruise work? I think I have, LA Holocom, I think you're mistaken. This is Project C PonyCon. This isn't C Bronies. C Bronies is a completely different convention. C Bronies is the one that takes place on a cruise ship. Next question from Frozen TSBGG. I don't live in Bangkok. Is the convention center centrally located? How can you get there? Very good question. There are many ways to get around Bangkok. It depends on how you are traveling. So if you're traveling by bus, if you're traveling by train, download an application called Move It into your smartphone. This is available on Google Play and the iPhone App Store. I'm not too sure about Windows Mobile. Sorry about you guys. You can, if you're taking the train, the railway is particularly convenient because there are actually 2 stations within walking distance of the convention center. The Makasan station as well as the Phetchaburi station. And these stations are opposite each other, so it's also a interchange section between 2 train lines. So if you can find your way to any metro train station, get on a line that takes you to one of these stations, and then if you have Google Maps, that will be a very, very good addition to this. Navigation, I mean, you're in another country, do what is needed. Remember to properly equip yourself to navigate in a country you haven't been to before, and make sure your phone is always charged at the beginning of the day. Buy a power bank if need be. If you have another way to get to the convention, if you would like another way, especially if you're a vendor and you have things to carry, Uber is available in Bangkok. Yes, Uber, the popular ride-sharing service, is available in Bangkok, and it's relatively affordable as well. In fact, if you want to get there, use Uber and tell your driver to take you to the Thai Summit Tower. In fact, you can print out the name of the convention hall from our website. We'll be uploading the Thai name soon and give you a printable card that you can screenshot or put in your phone or bring and print out and show to the driver. Say, this is where I want to go. Can you take me there? And that is how you're most likely going to get there. But on Uber, you can actually search it. Look for Thai Summit Tower on Uber, and that's your destination for the convention. If you're not from around this part of the world, there is a competitor to Uber called Grab, and Grab also works fantastic in Thailand. And Grab and Uber both have a very interesting feature that is almost exclusive to Bangkok, and that's motorcycle taxis. So if you're traveling really, really light, just a backpack, motorcycle taxis are the way to go. They are really cheap, really fast, really convenient. Unless it's raining. Okay, let's see, more questions. Wow, you guys are fast. Bendikins, do you plan to secure any more VIPs community guests? Yes, we do. We actually have secured some already, and as I said, they'll be announced in the weeks to come. Detective BT, hi. In what aspects can you contribute to C PonyCon even if you cannot join the convention? As mentioned earlier, you can be a staff member, and you'll be involved in helping us sort out the forms that we receive, help us deal with vendors, help us in our, especially things like web design and things like that. All the details you need to know are at staffapplication.cponycon.com. All of the departments are listed down there. You can choose the departments you're interested in, and these forms will be automatically sorted to the relative departments, and people will be in touch with you to help out. Or if you volunteer, we'll get you to help out with dealing with the forms. There are suggestions from Shonason for Tawijit. Most of the police or security officers understand basic English. Make sure you have Google Translate, as St. Pinky suggests. Yep. Ellie Holocom, how long have I been a brony? I've been a brony since 2011. This is my 6th year of being a brony. Friendship is magic. And for those arriving a few days before the con, any places of interest to visit? I'm not native to Bangkok, but plenty of websites you can check out for that. But in Bangkok, if you really want to check out stuff, go to PonyTH shop. Look it up on your Google Maps. That is a shop run by the current chair of Thai PonyCon. Let me look it up. This is a shop that deals virtually exclusively in selling My Little Pony merchandise from Hasbro or licensed merchandise. It has lots of amazing things. Hold on, let me try and load it up. My computer's not being very cooperative. Excuse me. I'll read out the rest of the questions before that. Will there be food vendors during the convention, or do we buy food before we go to the convention? We're not looking into food vendors just yet, unless we have a lot of people who want to eat at the want to sell food as a vendor in a convention. Then maybe we might do that, but otherwise, food is not on the agenda. You're advised to go eat somewhere else, or buy food before the convention. Now we have in our editorial that we put on Equestria Daily a few weeks ago, we talked about food. And knowing that we're in Southeast Asia, we're going to have some attendees who are Muslim, who will need to eat halal food. We strongly suggest you go with supermarket food, prepackaged food, instant noodles and things like that. We don't mean anything wrong, but halal food is not as abundant in Bangkok as it is in Indonesia or Malaysia or Brunei. It will be a bit more difficult to find food like that. So we advise, yes, please pack your food before coming to the convention. And if you pack your food before coming to the convention, you will minimize your travel need. You'll minimize the need to exit the convention just to find food, and you'll be much more on the ball. And we suggest finger food, easy food, bakery stuff, buns, sausage buns, and bread, cakes, and things like that. Easy things to eat, things that you can pack in your bag, unwrap, eat, and get on with the events. You don't want to miss out. So where will the con take place? Brohoof, Bangkok, Thailand, in the Prince Viwat Hall in the Thai Summit Tower. How much will hotels normally cost? This is a price that goes up and down and up and down. Bangkok has a huge variety of places to stay. You can rent a single bed in a dormitory all the way up to an entire villa all to yourself. And these prices can go as low as $5 a night to just get a bed in a dormitory, all the way up to $10,000 a night to rent a whole building. It's all over the place, but you can get most hotel rooms right now that we're looking at. We see it in my currency, we see it at about 200 ringgit a night for a decent 4 or 5 star hotel. That's about 200 to 300 ringgit a night. If you're looking at 4 days, 3 nights, that's about 800 ringgit a night, 6 to 800 ringgit. But it's a hotel, so think about sharing it with friends. Have some friends over, split the room between them, Burden shared is a burden halved. Do we have to wait hours before panels like in BronyCon? Pokemon 1543 Minecraft. I went for BronyCon. I didn't wait for any panels. You can have sea ponies as your mascots. It would be perfect. Here's something about our mascots. We could have very well had sea ponies as our mascots, but here's a fun fact. All 5 of our mascots don't belong to us. All 5 of our mascots are adopted from Southeast Asia. Rosa is from Malaysia, Rosa Blossom Heart, the official mascot of the Friendship Express. Kwan Kao. Kwan Kao is the official mascot of Brony Thai from Bangkok, Thailand. I mean, she's not technically from Bangkok, she's just from Thailand in general. Pearlshine is from the Philippines, the official mascot of the Philippines as designed by the Philippine Bronies. Indonesty is from Indonesia as designed by the Indonesian Bronies. And Temmie is from Singapore as designed by the Singapore Bronies. Will Project SEAPonyCon have special pony games in there? I really wish they have My Little Karaoke so I can release my voice in that event like Music Battle. Send in an activity application for Harmony 6. That will fit perfectly within a music activity. So if you can submit something like that and make it happen, please, you're more than welcome. Use the Uber app for safe taxis. Beware of taxis that don't turn on meter. Yep, Asia is popular. We have either taxis that don't use the meter, or we have taxis that have nitro in the meter or something like that. It goes faster than the car. Any performers at the convention yet? Niels is performing, and we have more to come we're putting the finishing touches on a lot of things because we have to make arrangements for these musicians. We have to make take their requests and things like that. So it's going to take a while for us, but we are working on it, and slowly but surely we're going to announce the rest of the musicians who will be performing. Are there rooms to sit and mingle like those in overseas cons? This is something that we are yet to announce, whether we will have sit and mingle rooms, but if not, we have a big hall where you're welcome to sit and mingle. And of course, the ground floor of the building is also pretty much fair game. It's a public space. So maybe eat food and drink in the panel room. Good question, Tridashi. I am going to confirm that with the venue. Chances are no. You're probably not going to be allowed to eat and drink in panel rooms. However, there are definitely places to hang around and eat. You can do so in the foyer in front of the main hall. So yeah, there is place to eat, but just not in the panel rooms. Excuse me. How do I feel about the new movie and season 7? I am hyped for the new animation style. I think it's really cute, and I think that they're bringing the art style of the comic book to life. It really feels like a comic book. Nothing against the original style developed by Lauren Faust, but it's a really refreshing art style that I really like, and I really want to see that come to life. What would a non-brony friend of mine think of me if I bring them with me from Pokemon 1543 Minecraft? I don't know. Bring him along and see what happens. And tell us about it. Crown Prince, I brought non-brony friends. Oh, Crown Prince, hello. Thank you for swinging by. I brought non-brony friends to BronyCon and they had a good time. We want to ensure that everyone's going to have a... we want to ensure that people have a great time at the convention as well. While we are catering mostly towards bronies, you know, things like Thunderstorm and Friendship X. Who doesn't love a concert? Let them come and join in as well. Are there on-site restaurants or places to buy food in the immediate vicinity of the convention by Frozen TSB GG? On-site restaurants are yet to be confirmed because we are still looking at some of the places within the building. There are restaurants, but whether they're open or not is the question that we are trying to sort out right now. Are there places to buy food in the immediate vicinity? There's a 7-Eleven downstairs, which has, 7-Eleven has come a long way since 7-Eleven was, a thing. And it's now a thing again because you can buy food, you can buy hot food, you can buy microwave food, you can buy a whole dish there. I bought freaking Singapore duck rice when I was in Singapore for the meetup last year, and it was at 3 in the morning, so yeah, it's quite a fun place to be. What are my suggestions for hotels and places to stay in? Okay, I won't give any particular hotel name or anything like that, but here are my suggestions. There are rooms that are small, that fit 2 people, that are relatively cheap. There are rooms that are big, that are not so cheap. Look out for rooms that are big and relatively cheap, but within the vicinity of this convention center, a lot of hotels are high-end, 4- or 5-star hotels. They are expensive, they're very comfy, but because of the added advantage of a train station nearby the convention center, look out for hotels all over, central Bangkok that have access to train stations. And some of these hotels are very cheap. And what happens? All you have to do is wake up in the morning, get on the train to Phetchaburi or Makassar, and make your way to the convention center instead of having to buy a hotel next to the convention center, because the nearest one is actually the Lancaster in Bangkok. That is a very expensive 5-star hotel. It's a beautiful hotel. It's just opposite the center. But unless you have a big group of friends that you're willing to split the room with, I wouldn't recommend it. And if you have a group of at least 7 friends, exactly 7 friends, check out the Squad Gold ticket available at tickets.cponycon.com. It can only be booked in a set of 8 people, but if you book that ticket, it costs 3,000 Thai baht per person, meaning the entire ticket costs 24,000 Thai baht. It comes with an apartment with 8 beds. How much longer will this live stream be by Pokemon 1543? As long as I want it to be. Yes, I know HaHCon has a 1-hour limit and I'm almost to the end of that, but I will be taking questions if there are. He also asked, will there be panels that overlap each other? That depends on how many panel applications we get. If we have a lot, maybe we will have panels that overlap each other, but until then, we won't announce that. We will wait. Please wait until the agenda comes out, and you'll find out then. Squeaky Bell says, in before Prince of Thailand is a closet brony. Now guys, we'll have to advise this very strongly. Thailand treats the royalty very, very seriously. Please refrain from making jokes or talking about royalty in Thailand, even about the recently deceased King, His Majesty Bhumibol Adulyadej. Please refrain from talking about it while you're there because they take this very seriously and it could mean jail time if you say something that doesn't sit well with other Thai people. Let's see what else we have. Balder than Lago, hello there. Can I cook Maggi mee at the convention? No, but you can go downstairs to 7-Eleven where they have hot water dispenser. So yeah, you can. And if Google about some foods if you have some allergies. Yes, go for the Thai food that looks, very interesting. Some people have asked me for my recommendations of what Thai food I like, and I said Thai green curry. Thai green curry is very rich in coconut milk. If you can't take that stuff, then yes, please avoid it. But how do you say? No, Squeaky Bell, don't have to apologize to me for this. It's not me, because this is something that could get you into trouble, and I really don't want any of that to happen. So, just letting you know about that beforehand. It's something that Thai people take very, very seriously. Allergies could happen, but big things to look out for: green curry, tom yum, pig innards, and street food generally, chicken, things like that. I mean, if you're allergic to any of these, then refrain from it. How much pony merchandise do I have? I'm not at home, so I can't show you my collection. But since you brought that up, we forgot to talk about this earlier. We have an official store. You can head on over to store.cponycon.com. Let me put it in the chat. And get yourself a Project C PonyCon t-shirt right before the con itself. So yes, head on over to store.cponycon.com. It takes you over to our Store Envy website, where you can purchase a t-shirt, which either has which is this shirt that I'm wearing right now, which looks like, an application or something like that, or we have the airport signage one as well. Now let's head back to the questions over here. Mr. Meister asks, what do the volunteers get in return for their time as helping out? You get in return admission to the convention waived. Yes, we may allocate more in return, but that will be announced later, and it's only if we have sufficient resources. If we have excess resources, we may give it away as well. However, we stress on how we handle our convention budget as to go towards the experience more than anything else. So, getting to experience the convention for free or even help out in experiencing it, we won't want to say that is enough payment, but that is what we have for now. Bendykins asks in a private message, can I invite Enterplay as a panelist? We'll look into that. That is a very good suggestion, and I will definitely look into that for this convention. We are in touch with Enterplay, so maybe. Pokemon 1543 Minecraft, how do the sizes for the t-shirt work? I am wearing double XL, and I'm pretty big sized, so we have some t-shirts available in this size as well. So yeah, I don't have the exact measurements on me, I'm sorry. Will the shirts be up for purchase during the convention? A question from Mr. Meister. Should be, yes. Syropop Searcher asks Saint Pinky, dude, it's Saint Pinky, not Sergeant Pinky. It's Saint Pinky. How many countries will come to Project C PonyCon? If many people, if only feel like a dream, I want to see BronyCon, but one problem, you want to speak English, but you're shy. You have approximately 5.5 months left to work on your English. There are so many places, websites you can learn English on. Go ahead, don't be shy. Question from Angelicor. Is the size of the t-shirt Asian or American? This is Gildan cotton, so if I'm not mistaken, it's American. Rasidan asks, how many times did I have to repeat that it's Saint and not Sergeant? I have not done this for 2 years, because the last person who made that mistake was actually Apple Cider from the Bronyville podcast. So yeah, I haven't had that for a long time. So Syropop asks about the whole deal with the language in the convention. Yes, we understand language barriers are a pain in the butt. So how we want to handle this is, how you can handle this better is, you're online right now in a group full of people. Make some friends, stick to them, and hang out with them. Stick with a bunch of friends. We're a fandom based on friendship, so stick with your friends, and you can actually, get to know people who know some English. And if you come across a problem, you can ask them, "Hey, what does this mean? Can you explain it to me in simple terms?" And Norman Sanzos just joined the stream. Norman, you're late. Hello there. Good to see you. So just a last call for questions. We have a bit of time left. Thais asks, has anyone ever called me Street Pinky? There is some cartoon series called Pinky Street. Wow. How do you say? Yeah, we have. I have been called all sorts of names. Street Pinky is new. What were you drinking? Water. Captain Pinky, Lieutenant Pinky. We're going to be Colonel Pinky or Sergei Pinky or Vladimir Pinky or something like that. Mr. Meister asked, any more links related to Project C PonyCon that we should know of? I couldn't find the store link on the main website. Yes, we're going to put it up soon. We've been meaning to get some more merch out, but we haven't managed to get much out yet, so that's what we have right now. We were planning to announce the store on a later date, but we're letting you all know early. Any more links to Project C PonyCon? Yes, I will wrap up with that. Wow, someone's calling me General Pinky. Okay, links to Project C PonyCon. We've got a very easy way of remembering the links. Oh, but by the way, Tama Tendian asks, I do know if this has been asked or not, is Project C PonyCon planning to have rotations on venues and countries? Once again, we would like to say that this is a question we will only answer after the convention. Right now, we're putting all of our resources, our efforts, and our time and energy into making Project C PonyCon a success. Anything else after this, we're not concerned about it right now. We will solve that. We will attend to it after the convention is over. So stay tuned. I mean, I know it's a few months from now, but if you want to know the answer, hang in there. Pokemon 1543 Minecraft. I haven't bought a lot of pony merchandise. I'm wondering what's the average price of plushies? Google. Bendikin asks, will you collab with hotels to get mass discounts for us, like how BronyCon made it special? BronyCon didn't get mass discounts. I don't think they did. They got some discounts, but not like, a whole bunch of stuff. We thought about it. We've actually asked hotels about whether they are willing to work with us. The discount is not significant enough. We're looking at a very little discount, and in fact, we could find it even cheaper on some sites. So, we didn't put any more effort into that because, there are so many hotels in Bangkok. We don't want to limit it down to just encouraging one hotel. We want to encourage you to go out and look for more hotels, look for different, not just hotels, places to stay. There are places in Bangkok that house up to 12 people. And we don't want to just, limit you to one place. But a good question, nonetheless. Norman Sanzo asks, I got a question for you, my friend. Care Bears or Pinkie Pie? Care Bears is over. Pinkie Pie. Some explanation about law. Avoid red, yellow, and no political jokes. Yes, that's another thing. Yellow is another color to avoid. It's a color to avoid in Malaysia as well, despite our convention color being yellow. Detective BT, I've already answered that. Felt the way BronyCon collabs. Yes, I would say that yes, BronyCon collabed with the hotels, made the experience for how Bronies met up before the con, but we're not aiming for that because we don't want people to feel pressured into buying a hotel they can't afford. Neither do we want people who are having better plans to do something else. In fact, Bangkok's your playground. In Baltimore, we were looking at a lot of hotels within the immediate region of the convention center. We're looking at the Crown Plaza. We're looking at the Hilton, looking at the Marriott, looking at Days Inn. There were a lot of them really packed around the center. When it comes to Project C PonyCon, we only have about 4 or 5, and they're spaced out. They're much further apart. FX Hotel Makassar, the Avani Atrium, the Lancaster, Q Hotel, and a few others. So, we don't want to put any particular attention on one hotel alone. I get how, yes, it's very fun to have bronies meet up in the hotel lobby, sit and chit chat. And remember, hotel lobbies are fair game. You want to meet up with someone from the hotel, head over to the lobby, say hi, and unless you're making a really big nuisance, I'm pretty sure they're not going to throw you out. Saint Pinky will have Thailand PonyCon like a game zone. Are you ready for America's Steam Summer Sales Shop Zone and add cards to collection? Sorry, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Huh. Okay, wow, we're already 10 minutes in and it's 10 minutes over time, but hey, I will still be around here. Pokemon 1543 Minecraft, can you still be a volunteer if you wish to attend the con for only one day? Excellent question. Yes, you can. However, you may be allocated a bit more work time and less con enjoyment time because you're only going to be available for a much lower time, so be prepared for that. Detective wants to bring up one more interview question. Just go ahead, man. I mean, I'll still answer it. I'll note that it's a repeat question though. Frozen TSBG, BronyCon had the fact that it was established and the convention center has deals with hotels. That is also true. The convention center has some deals with hotels, but it's a really great idea, Bendykins. We really appreciate the suggestion, but it's not within our agenda. Right, let's, BT, if you're not gonna ask it, I'm gonna wrap up, so final call. For all of you who like that intro sequence, all of you who were in, I just wanna know, how did you all find the intro sequence that you watched if you were early for this panel? Well, thank you very much, Tenebris. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for being here as well. Thank you all for being here. So, yep, let's wrap up. I'm going to tell you this, the question that, actually I'm going to go with Mr. Mister's question that he asked earlier about links to the con. This is something that I've been meaning to say in person to many people. It's very, very, okay. Guys, why do you wait so long to ask? Can you walk, Pokemon 1543, walk up to me and say hello if I'm not busy? Why not? Does Space Pony, did I voice the intro sequence? Nope, that was in 90 time. And yes, if you enjoyed the intro sequence, that's a preview at our convention theme. Project SEAPonyCon is flight themed. That means we're going to be talking a lot about, we're going to have a lot of the feel of actually flying. If you don't like airports, we're sorry, but that's how we're going to be taking the convention. So stay tuned for more content that looks like that. In fact, if this reminds you of an airport signboard, then we've done our job already. Yes, last thing for you all. Links are very easy to memorize. Our convention website is SEAPonyCon.com. Anything before that would usually take you to where it goes. YouTube.SEAPonyCon.com takes us to the YouTube channel. DeviantArt.SEAPonyCon takes us to the DeviantArt page where you can join in and submit art to the convention as well. Gosh, what just happened? Oh gosh. That's not supposed to happen. I think I went a bit overtime on that. I think my laptop went to sleep. No, never mind. I'll just wrap it up. The links are very simple. I actually have a slide for that. Why did my laptop cut off? No. See, I told you technology hates me. What to do? Let me try this out. Yep, it looks like my laptop's cut off, but never mind. Our last point is that we're going to have, the links are very simple. YouTube.SEAPonyCon.com, DeviantArt.SEAPonyCon.com, Twitter.SEAPonyCon.com, FB.SEAPonyCon.com. Last but not least, all of you are invited to join Discord.SEAPonyCon.com to continue the conversation on our Discord channel. We could use some more activity, so check it out, discord.seaponycon.com. And a few other places that we don't use much that you can also hang out at are amino.seaponycon.com. We have an amino. Store.seaponycon.com where we sell the t-shirts. We had a Tumblr, but we don't update it anymore because it's Tumblr. Technology and Saint Pinky aren't the best of friends. Balder than Largo is spot on with that. We're not good friends, yeah. Laptop's nice though. Anyway, guys, I would like to express my sincerest thanks to all of you for attending this panel. I'm sorry that this cut off at the end. I don't know why. I can actually still see it, running in the studio from here. Guys, it's still running? Really? I got to figure out what happened then. Yeah, I'll be in there in a second. So, thank you very much for joining. Head over to SEAPonyCon.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter for updates. We'll be announcing a lot more soon, so be there. And all of you who are here in the stream, this stream should be available for download and viewing right after this, as soon as YouTube does its render. So if you missed out on the beginning, feel free to rewind and rewatch it. And for any more questions that you may have, you can direct them to contact@seaponycon.com or go on over to our website and click on the FAQs because we have some FAQs over there that should answer your questions. I'm Daniel St. Pinky Anthony, and I believe a place for friendship shouldn't be for just one nation. I will see you at Project SEAPonyCon.